Hello everyone, it's Miss Lane here. Today I'm going to take you for another maths lesson. This lesson is going to be about measurement. We will be learning about size using length, width and height to measure some things around our houses. Firstly, let's talk about length, width and height. Here is my classroom book and it is a rectangle shape. When we are measuring a shape, we use the words length. Now length talks about the long side, so that would be the length up here and down here because they're both the same. So you can remember length is long. Another word we use is width. So width measures the wide side, so this side here and down this side, because those are the same as well in this shape, which is a rectangle. So you can remember length is long and width is wide. Now I think most of you will already know what height is, because height is how tall something is. So I think most of you would have had your height measured before, which is how tall you are. So today when we're measuring, we are going to be using our bodies to help us and using our hands or feet. Today I'm going to measure my doormat, and I'm going to use my feet to measure it. Okay, so I am going to zoom you down here so you can see I've got my doormat here with me. Okay, so when I'm measuring something, I need to make sure I start with my foot in the very corner. I don't want it overhanging the side and I can't have it too far in. So my foot is lined right up on the edge there. So that is 1. There's my second foot, 2. Just over 3 feet in length, because our length is long. So that's 3 of my footprints. Now we're going to do our width. Our width is wide. I've got 1, not quite 2. That one there is about halfway on my front foot. So I'm going to say that our width is 1.5 of my feet. So I'll bring you back up here where you can see me. Now I have drawn what I've measured. So I've drawn my doormat and I've written in length is long and width is wide, just to help me remember. I've drawn my 1, 2, 3 footprints. So my doormat was 3 of my footprints. If you measure yours, it might be more because your feet will be smaller than mine. And my width is wide. I have 1 and I've drawn my whole footprint, but I've only coloured in half because it wasn't quite 2. It was 1.5 and I've written them here. If you have learned how to write fractions, you might like to write your fraction as a half, or if you get any measurements that are a quarter. So you do not have to measure your doormat. You have lots of things around your house that you could measure. Some ideas would be maybe your bed. You could measure your bed using your hands, so joining your hands together. Your bed's the same shape as this as well, so you could have your length and width of your bed and see how many handprints it is. You could do a long jump and measure that using your feet. You could, if you're into your biking and you've been learning to do jumps, you could measure your jump and see if you can measure that using your hands and feet. There's lots of things out there. I've seen some great posts of trampolines that some of you have a big circle trampolines or rectangles. You could measure them in your footprints and draw them to send in to us. Now for my experts out there, if you have a measuring tool at home, like a ruler or a tape measure, you can measure these items afterwards. You will just need to think about what unit will be the best to use, if that's millimeters, centimeters or meters, and then add that to your drawing. If you are measuring using a tape measure, you might even like to draw a picture of your family. That might be including some pets. You might measure your dog and draw them all and measure them and write in the measurements of how tall they all are. Okay, that's your maths for today. Enjoy measuring things and I look forward to seeing what you choose. See ya!